Now, as far as the charlatans, I'm not going to give any attention to individual charlatans because they already have enough attention. They know exactly who I'm referring to. These are individuals who have made a cottage industry, a career of taking people's hard-earned money and deceiving them. And not only deceiving them, but having them sign non-disclosure agreements to make sure they don't tell the world that they've been deceived. And preying upon people who, for whatever reason, believe in them. People who say my narrative is the only narrative, and anybody else who tells you otherwise, is trying to hurt you. I have all the answers. I have the solution. Anybody who says that, I think is a charlatan. And I think we need to be very, very mindful of that. They're very dangerous. And they're dangerous for several reasons, because if they're lying to you about that, they're probably lying to you about other things in their life, their past life and their current life, which may or may not come to light at some point. These are people who have taken advantage of people for a very long time. And, you have to be careful,
What else are the motivations of some of these charlatans, or potentially could be in their motivation other than financial?
Well, look at any religious
influence.
charlatan. It's the same thing. It's a cult of personality. It's somebody who, for whatever reason, thinks it's all about them, and they manage the narrative. It goes to the basic core of pride and ego in human beings, and narcissistic behavior. Real, true, deep psychological issues. Some sociopathic, to be honest with you.
Is there any gold in that rubble?
I'm sorry?
Is there any gold in that rubble? As in, is all of what they're saying, some of these charlatans, we don't have to name names. I think there's always fibers of truth in a blanket of lies. Because that's what holds it together. There are some aspects of truth. The problem is when you take that truth and you distort it. There's people in history that were very good at convincing large amounts of people that they have the answer, right? I don't need to go back into history to say which ones those are, but you have characters like Jim Jones. Heaven's Gate is an example. Even Hitler to some degree, where they were very charismatic people who got people in this web, and they didn't realize it until it was too late. And I just think when you're creating all these shell organizations and pass-throughs and paying people off to do things for you to deceive other people, I think is problematic. Again, I'm not going to mention names. I think most people are smart enough to see through it. My concern are those people who are already sucked into it. It becomes a cult and becomes brainwashing and manipulation. And that's my concern, because it gives a terrible name to the effort and making false accusations